Hi everyone, and welcome you all to our next session that is related with the Spark SQL. And we are going to see basically what is Spark SQL, and we will play around with the Spark SQL because that is really required for this training. And till now we have covered PySpark data frame, Spark concept, right, and Databricks. But the Spark SQL is like really required for this training. And if you talk about what is Spark SQL, like introduction of it, the Spark SQL is a component of Apache Spark that allow us to execute SQL queries and work with structured data, means like CSV files or table data, right? It provide a programming interface basically. Okay, so by using that interface, we can like write SQL syntaxes just like SQL, like normal SQL, as we have written in this like a sheet, and similarly we are going to write. So basically, I have created some example for you. So I will explain that, and I will also write the new examples, whatever required in this session. Okay. So basically, this Spark SQL support data frame API, which support different languages like Scala, Java, Python, and R, right? So that is really required. So using a Spark SQL, we can create table, we can create views, and we can work it just like similar to SQL and also like similar to PySpark. Okay, so it have both flexibility. Okay, so you can interact with SQL queries. You can use this PySpark.SQL context class to get the SQL context by creating of its instance, and then you can start working on it. Okay, you can write the optimized SQL query with it. Okay, you can work with many file format like Parquet, RO, ORC. Okay, so these are like different file format. So we can create this SQL table, or you can say like basically we are creating here a data frame. Using that data frame, we can create a temporary table, or we can create some like a global temporary view, and also we can create a data frame as a view. Okay. So, but the thing is, if you create a temporary table using data frame, then you can't insert some data inside it, right? So that is a barrier here. So that's why we will create temporary table. We will see, but we will create some transient table and we will work on that. Okay. So here I'm just creating this data frame using this data, like some name I have taken and some age I have taken. It got created. Now using that data frame, I will try to create some temporary table. So the syntax of creating temporary table in Spark SQL is data frame dot create or replace temp view, and we will pass the name of that temporary table. So that we are taking as like temp underscore table. We'll just run it, and it got completed. So it have created a temporary table using this data. Okay, this is the data frames data, and we have utilized the same data frame to create a temporary table. Let's see how we can check it. So writing the like SQL, basically I have created this notebook, and I have selected as SQL as default language. So I can write the SQL here. Okay. If you will not select the SQL as default language, then also you can write it. But here you need to write SQL. Okay, then you can get SQL here directly, and then you can write. But it's by default SQL. That's no problem. You can write here SQL syntax like select star from that temp view which we have created. What is the name of this table? Temp table. So I will just run it. Okay, so it's running, as you can see. It's a normal SQL. Okay, and we get some row and columns. Like we have two columns, name and age, and we have three rows inside it with some data. Okay. Similarly, you can create this global view and data frame as a view, like a temporary view. Okay. So let's move forward and see how we can query the data using SQL syntax. Like we are going to deeper dive into SQL now. So in SQL, we have multiple operations like to pull some data, we use select from a table, we'll use from. If you want to do some filtering, then use where. If you want to group some data and perform some aggregation, something like that, then use group by. Then if you want to arrange the data, then you use order by. And if you want to join two tables or multiple tables, then you can use joins, right? So we are going to see how we can utilize these things, okay, with some examples. Okay, so we will create a table that name is my table, and in that table we will insert some data that will be like name and age. Okay, So to creating a table in normal SQL also, we have the same syntax: create or replace table name. Don't use replace if you are new to SQL. Okay, so we will check do we have this data like table already existing or not. So to checking it, we can use like select a star from table name. Okay, and you can see the data is coming. That means this table is already existing. Or you can also use describe. Okay, describe table name. If it is describing, it's telling this is the schema of the table. Basically, describe will tell you the schema. If it's showing, that means this table exists. But we want this table for this training purpose, so we will drop this table and create a new one. Okay, drop table, my table. So we will drop it. Okay, now it got dropped. So we can create this table and we will insert some data here. To creating a table, we have the syntax like create table, table name, and whatever the column name and data type we are providing, like column name, then data type is string, then column age, data type is integer. Okay. Similarly, we are inserting some data, then syntax is inserted into table name, then values, and we are passing the column values here. John age 25. Similarly, other values. So we will run it. Okay, so one by one, it will be executed as we have added here semicolon. Okay, if you do not add semicolon, then it will give you some parsing error. Okay, so it got added. Now we will check this table again. Okay, so be cautious while using drop. It will drop the table, right? It will delete the basically whole table. So we are using here select star from table name, and we got the data, right? Now we will perform certain action on top of this data. So let's see one by one. So yeah. So we are going to see, we have already seen like select a star from table name we can do. So in Spark SQL, basically you have two format to use the Spark SQL. One you have already seen, use just like normal SQL you use, select a star from table name or some joins or something like that. You write here in the SQL format and utilize it. Another is use spark.sql and then under inverted comma, you write the SQL script. Okay. And then you can add dot show to view that what happening. Okay. So I will run it. It will show me the this view like name and age. I got it right. So we have already seen it. Let me comment it and let's run this one. Okay. So it's uncommented that also. So I will run it now. Okay. So what happening here? I'm just selecting name column from the my table. Okay. So it should just provide me name. It's providing name. That's correct. Right. Then we will see the distinct value. Okay. What is distinct? Distinct means show select distinct name from table. Means it should provide me the unique names from this table. Okay. So, but as you know, like in our table, we don't have any duplicates, right? So we need to add some duplicates. So how you can add some duplicate in our table? You can run this statement, okay, again to adding the duplicate. But this will run create table also. So I will comment it and I will run it. Okay. So these insert statements are adding the duplicates. Okay. How you can check it? Select a star from table name. Then you will come to know John is coming 2 times, Jane is coming 2 times, everyone is coming 2 times. Okay. So that duplicate has been created. Now we want to remove the duplicate just for now, and we want to see the names, unique names. Okay. So we will run this. Okay. Now you'll see we are not getting here any duplicate. What will happen if I will remove this distinct keyword? We will get duplicates. Okay, so that's the thing. Distinct basically it provide us a unique value. Okay, now let's see another one, another example. That is on the basis of we are doing some filtering. So if you want to do some filtering in SQL, then you should use where clause. Okay, so where statement I'm using here and select a star from table name where age is greater than 30. Okay, so it will give me the details about the person whose age is more than 30. Okay, so I have not added show, that's why it's not showing me. I will add it and see. Okay, so Mike is 35. Okay, it's coming duplicate. Okay, that's fine. And other values like John is 25 and Jane is 30, so it should be shown like more than 30. Okay, it's not equal to 30. If I will add equal to also, let me see. it should show Mike also. Sorry, Jane also. Mike is already 35. Okay, so that's way it's showing. Then another example, like I can do some group by. Okay, on top of like a name or count. Okay, so on the top of name, I'm doing a group by. So I'm grouping on the basis of name. Let's see how it will produce the result. Okay, so we have two John, we have two Jane, we have two Mike. Okay, so basically we have grouped all person on the basis of their name. So in our table, we have two Johns, we have two Jane, we have two Mike, right? So that's the way of grouping. Okay. Now we will see how we can do order by, like arranging in the on the basis of any column. So yeah, so here you can see in our table we are ordering on the basis of age. Okay, so in the descending order means what will happen? The highest age will be on top, then lowest will be on bottom, and in between the balanced age will be there. So we will run it. You can see Mike 35, 35 on the highest on top, then 30, 30, then 25, 25 that way. Okay. Now let's move to the using SQL function. So basically, we have seen till now is like we can use how we can use the normal SQL syntaxes, whether it's select, from, where, age, group by, many things we have seen. Like then we have other functions like aggregate function, sum, average, string function, data function, mathematical function. That examples also we can see. Okay, the practical example basically. So for that, we will create another table which will have like ID, name, and age. Okay. So that table we are creating. We'll name it like my table only. So, but we already have a table, my table. What will happen if I will try to create it? We will get an error that invalid syntax. That's incorrect. Basically, sorry. Yeah. What happening here? It's taking as a Python. So, but this is not Python, right? Sorry. It's Python only. That's correct. So it should not be here. Okay, that's the thing. So basically what happening here is this is a commented line and by mistake it was uncommented. Okay, sure. So we will run this and create a table and we'll try to create a table. It will tell us that it already exists. You can see default my table already exists. So what we will do, we will drop our previous table. So I think we have already written somewhere drop a statement. I have written earlier. So let me drop this table. Drop table, my table. It will show, okay, that means it got dropped. We will create new table with some different columns. So we are creating here table with the column name integer ID, which is data type is integer. Then another column name, data type is string. Then age, which type is integer. Okay. Now we have created this table. We don't have some any data here, so we will add some data. Okay. So we have written insert a statement to add the ID, name, and age. Okay. We'll run it and this will add the data. Okay. So data has been added. We will comment it back. Then we can perform some aggregation function over it. Okay. So some aggregate function like we can select count star from table name. So we are checking what is the count of our table. We have added 3 rows. So it should return us 3. Okay. Then another is average from table name. Average age we are calculating. We will see both. Okay. I'm running it and it you can see count is 3 and average age is 35. So we have 3 ages, 30, 35, and 40. If you take the average of these 3 ages, then you will get 35. That's correct. It's working fine. Okay. Now we will see some string function, like how we can do concat or how we can do the lower. Okay, like we can do the name we have in sentence format. We can make it lower format. Like all character of name will be in the lower like alphabets. Okay, and similarly we have concat function which will add like name is this like person, some person like John is 30 years old. Okay, that way we can concat and we can see. Okay, so I am running it. Let's see what it's doing. So it's concating Bob Johnson is 40, John Smith is 35. So it's concatenating the string along with the columns data. Okay, that way you can concat. Basically, you can connect different string or numbers together. Okay, you can concatenation. You can do lower. What is doing basically? It's lowering the basically it's making all the alphabets in the lower caps. Okay, so suppose instead of lower, if I will use upper, then upper will work or not. That we are going to check. Yeah, it's working. So upper name is like it's showing all edge caps, capital letter, right? Then let's move to the different date function. So in date function, basically you can check like current date, or you can check the year out of the date you are providing. Okay, so current date function will return you the current date, and this function similarly we have multiple function. We are going to run it and see what it's returning. So current date is returning today's date, which is 16th of April. Then year is like finding out the year from this date. It's at 2022, 1 January. It's picking the year only. Okay. So let's suppose I will add here month instead of year. Then what will happen? It should provide month as one, right? That's correct. So it's working fine. We can comment it and we can check the mathematical function. So in mathematical function, like we have absolute, we have round, we have multiple other like floor and all. So in absolute, basically it will provide whatever like data you will give, it will make it absolute. Okay. So similarly for round, it will round off like 3.14159 and comma 2. That means it will round off this number till 2 decimal. Like it will provide 3.14 only. Okay, so let me run it. Absolute -5, it provided 5. Round, it have rounded off to 2 decimal point. Okay, 3.14. So that's the whole like functions that we have seen. Now let's move to the advanced SQL operations. So basically, like in normal SQL, we use some operations like some are very basics, some are intermediate, then some are advanced. Okay. So interview questions, they ask some advanced SQL questions or complex SQL questions that we are going to see. Okay. In the example format of like subquery, we are going to see, joins we are going to see, and CTE we are going to see. Okay. So basically, in Windows function, we have like it will provide some window data, just like in PySpark we have seen. In SQL also it have. Then we have row number to check the ranking. We have rank, dense rank. Okay, so basically rank and dense rank have some differences. Okay, so dense rank will provide you exact number. Okay, without any gaps. Okay, while rank will provide you some gaps. Lead lag we have, first and last we have. We are going to see subqueries also. Like subquery, why we use it? It's like subquery is a query that is nested within another query. Okay, it can be used within SQL statement for complex data manipulation. So suppose in any job description, it's written there complex data query. That means you should know subqueries, CTE, joins, and all. That means you can work on it. Okay, so we are going to see filtering data, calculating aggregation, and these with an example. So let's take an interview question. Like in interview, most of the time they ask like, can you calculate the third highest salary? Okay, of employee table. So let's take that question, and we will create an employee table using Spark.SQL, and that we are creating an employee table. Okay, so create or replace, I'm removing replace because replace you should use if you have much experience with it. Otherwise, it will replace the previously existing table. That will be like harmful. So be cautious with the replace. So now I'm using like create table employee and I will run it. So that way it will create a table which will have some ID, name, salary, department ID, company. Okay. Then I will insert some data like ID, employee name, salary, and what is this? This is department ID, and this is the company name. And then I will run this script with I'm using here. That means we are using city. Okay, so city in that we use it's look like a subquery only, but here we use with and we provide the name of that city like salary ranking, where we are selecting the salary and we are doing a dense rank operation over salary order by salary over like the salary and as rank we are calculating from the employee. Okay, so from the CD we are pulling the salary where rank equal to 3. that will provide us the highest third salary. I will run it. It's telling employee already exists. So what we will do, we will drop this employee, or yeah. So basically, we will drop this employee because for this training, it's employee table is required. So that's why I'm dropping. Okay. While dropping, be cautious. If you are new to SQL, check with your senior, then only drop anything or update anything. Now I will run it. It will create table, it will insert some data, and also it will find the highest salary on the basis of CT. Okay. So third highest salary. So you can see here 70,000 it have found. Okay. So let's check in the table, like select star from employee. Let's select instead of star, let's select the salary and name, name and salary. Okay. Let me run it. So now you can see here, this is not in any order. So still you can check it's a small data. So you can see the 90,000 is the biggest salary. The second is 80,000 and third is 70,000. So it have provided 70,000 as the highest salary. Okay. So that's correct. Okay. Now let me add here name also. So it will provide me name also. Sorry, it's I have to comment it because we have already created the table, and we do not want to add some duplicates here. Okay, I will run it. What happened? Okay, column name does not exist. Uh, okay, because it's just pulling the salary. So I will add here name. Now it will show Jim Brown. So Jim Brown have 70,000. You can recheck here also. So he have the highest third highest salary that we have calculated using this. So what about the first highest salary? Let me take it out. So Jill sort having the first highest salary. So using this SQL like query, you can calculate any salary. It's first, second, third highest. Okay. Now let's move to another question. So for this question, basically we are trying to join two tables. Okay. So that's why if you see here in this employee table, I have created while creating this employee table, like I have added this department ID also. Okay. So that department ID is will be available in department table also, which will be having two data, department ID and name. Okay. So like department ID is 1 2 3 4 5. I am adding, and also the department name like HR, finance, marketing, IT, sales. Okay. And creating a table which name is department in which I am adding some data. Okay. So if a table will be already existing, then I am doing a create or replace. So if already exists, then it will replace it. So that's fine. And it will add some data, and it will I have written another query that is like performing the join between employee and department tables. So I'm joining these tables to pull the employee name and the department name, like employee belong to which department, that we will get to know by using this join. Okay, so this is a like inner join, you can say, on the basis of department ID we are joining it. So if the only join is written, that means it's inner join. If there is another join like left join, right join, then you need to write the name of it. So here we got employee name and department name, like Jim Brown. He belongs to marketing department. John Doe, he belongs to HR department. Okay. Now we are writing a subquery as a temporary view. So basically, as we have talked about earlier, like we can create temporary view, we can create temporary table. Okay. So here we are creating a temporary view to find the employee with the highest salary. Okay. Now, how to create it? Just create or replace temporary view. You can remove, even replace also if you are not familiar with that much comfortable with replace, you can remove it. Okay. If you are having good skills with SQL, then only use replace. Okay. So we are doing like create or replace temporary view, and we have kept the name as view, like highest salary employee, and we are creating this with ID, name, salary, department. Okay, using this employee table which we have created earlier, and from where we are taking the maximum salary from the employee. Okay, now we are joining this subquery view with the department table to get the department name of the employee with the highest salary. Okay, so earlier we have found who is the highest salary employee, third highest salary. Now we are finding which employee is having highest salary and what is the department name of that employee. Okay, so using this Spark SQL, select employee name and department name from highest salary table. We are joining it and we will find it out. Okay, so it has succeeded, but it haven't shown us any data. Why? Because this is the result. Result, it's we need to print it out. Okay, so to print it, we need to write here result dot show. Okay, why it not showing us? Result equal to spark.sql. It have ran or not? Let me run it again and add here only. Let's see. Yeah, so you can see here, Jill Sort is having the highest salary and he belongs from sales department. Okay, we have already seen that who is having the highest salary. This guy, Jill Sort, he belongs to sales department. And if you check the salary of Jill Sort, that is 90,000. So obviously that's correct. Our query is correct here, right? So till now you have seen CT, you have seen complex SQL query using CT, join, subquery, and multiple things, right? So that way, uh, in interview, you will see these kind of questions from Spark SQL or normal SQL. Okay. Now, how we can integrate with the data frame API? Okay, it's basically we are going to discuss about Spark SQL and data frame API, which allow user to switch between SQL and data frame operations. Okay, and how we can uh, increase the performance of it. So basically, in Spark SQL and data frame API, it can integrate with each other very flexibly, as you have seen. Like here, we are creating the data frame spark.sql, whenever you are running, you are basically creating a data frame only, right? On which if you click write dot show, it will display you. Okay, the data. Then Spark SQL allow you to execute SQL query directly on a structured data type, as we have discussed earlier. On other hand, Data Frame API provides a programmatic interface for manipulating the data or getting some analyzed data structure. Okay, it have multiple functions and transformation that can be applied to data frames. Okay, so that's the difference of Spark SQL and Data Frame API. Okay, so you can use anyone as per your requirement, and if you are Spark SQL, basically they are more suitable for like SQL like operations. Okay, if you want which require transformation, complex transformation, custom logic, then you can go for data frame API or write Python code. Okay, that will leverage is powerful function. Basically, it's talking about to write PySpark if you want to do some complex transformation or custom logic like UDF you want to write okay. So Spark allow you to change that data frame easily. Like you can convert data frame to Spark SQL or Spark SQL to data frame. That's possible. Then how you can increase the performance between like SQL and data frame API. So query complexity, you can decide on the basis of query complexity. Like you want to work on complex query, then instead of going for Spark SQL, you go with the like a PySpark data frame, okay, API. So that will be helpful for complex transformation. Code readability, SQL like a query looks very more readable as compared to data frame API. So that's the difference. Then optimization and Catalyst query planner, like both are optimized with the Catalyst query planner and Spark. But data frame API provides more like control for optimization process. Okay. Then dynamic optimization and code generation, that is more possible in data frame API instead of you can say Spark SQL. And then that are the differences. You can read it. That's fine. So conclusion, that's the last step. What we have covered in now. So if you check from the beginning, we have discussed what is a Spark data frame. Then we have seen Spark SQL. Then Spark SQL, how we can initialize Spark SQL, how we can create a temporary table, temporary view, or a global temporary view. Okay, using our data frame, we can create any table also, or you can directly write SQL script. Okay, and if you are writing temporary table, then you can't edit it. So that's why writing a transient table will be really required here. Like Spark table really required here. Okay, so here in PySpark we call it delta table also. And we have seen some interview questions for complex SQL query, like using CTE, using subquery, using join. Okay, that we have seen. So that's whole conclusion for this session. And for Spark SQL interview, basically this is a bonus part which I provide in every session. So for beginners, what are the interview questions? For intermediate and for the advanced, like experienced professional, what are the interview questions I have written here? Like how do Apache Spark streaming receivers perform? Why does Spark use Yarn cluster? What is a Spark DS stream? Okay, what is RDD? What is a Spark data frame? These are the questions I have taken from like MindMagic's Interview Cloud Foundation that you can also check, and you can find other questions there. So thanks for joining this session, and let's see you all guys in the next session. Thanks for watching me. Thank you.